This video will explain exactly how to increase your reach on social media in 2023 by writing great hooks. Quite simply, this means that your posts are going to be seen by more people for free, which, if you deploy the strategies I'm going to take you through, should lead to more inquiries and sales. A hook is the bit on a post or an ad that stops people scrolling and gets them to pay any attention at all. If your hook doesn't attract people to click, then it doesn't matter how good your content is because no one's going to see it. I'm going to explain some simple tricks and tips that anybody can deploy to increase their engagement. Some of it may seem a bit unethical, but human psychology, it is what it is, and you can either play the game or you can get left behind. Now stick around until the end because I'm going to explain to you exactly how everyone's favorite social media misogynist, Andrew Tate, has achieved such extraordinary social media growth. So let's go. Many of the tactics I'll describe are used by Andrew Tate, who, like him or loathe him, has achieved extraordinary levels of organic reach in the past few years. Now he's driving around in flash cars, smoking some big cigars with his shirt off, wearing silly expensive watches, surrounding himself with half-dressed women, all of that crap. It's purely designed to grab and hold people's attention, and it works, so the algorithms spread it further as a result. Social media platforms, they make their money through advertising revenue, and to maximize the revenue, they need their content creators like you to produce content that engages people and keeps people using their platform. Naturally, if you're watching this, you're either looking to start a serious business or you're running a serious business already and you're looking to grow it. So you're not going to want to copy the Andrew Tate model, and frankly, I wouldn't recommend it, but there are many big lessons that we can learn and adapt in a more suitable and appropriate way to help grow our organic reach on social media. Social media platforms are increasingly training their algorithms to kill any content that doesn't hold people's attention. You've got less than 3 seconds to grab someone's attention, and if your content isn't doing that, it dies. Now, the hook is the biggest hurdle with any bit of content, so let's discuss how to produce some great ones. Firstly, we've got to capture people's attentions with hooks, and this is where a lot of your creative energy has to go. A hook is simply what people see and attracts their attentions right at the start of your content. They're what stops people doom scrolling and gets them to pay any attention at all. Now, hooks can be in blog titles, video thumbnails, opening sequences of your videos. It can be the creative, the first bit of text people see before that ... see more button on Facebook posts. With organic social media, this is generally going to be the first line or two of copy on your post and or the creative that you're using. So how do you write a great hook? Now let's look at some simple human psychology. Fear is well understood to be the strongest human emotion. The way the human brain evolved means the deepest part of the brain controls your fear reaction. This part of the brain is simply designed to keep you alive by reacting to immediate or future threats. So how does that relate to your content? Well, if you ran 2 social media posts with the exact same content, but with 2 different hooks, one hook reads, "Simple hacks to give you 3 hours a week of your time back," and the other reads, "These simple hacks will stop you wasting at least 3 hours of time every single week," I can almost guarantee you that people will be clicking on Article 2 way more than Article 1. The reason being that the amygdala primes the brain to fear loss aversion more than we enjoy gains. Another example could be one hook reading "Top 3 ways to boost your cybersecurity," and the other reading "Top 3 ways to stop cyber criminals destroying your business." I can guarantee way more people are picking option 2. So number 2 is to raise curiosity. Another great way to write a great hook is to arouse curiosity in your audience. And again, we're just talking about the hook here. Now, we've all seen these awful clickbait headlines and that's all they're doing. They're just raising and piquing your curiosity and interest. In the UK, the Sun newspaper is the absolute king of doing this. "Girl eats 4,000 sponges," "Freddie Starr ate my hamster," or "Werewolf seized in Southend." They all sound weird newspaper headlines, and they all sound unbelievable, but they all make you want to read more. Now, you can do the same, perhaps not so wacky, but consider that you can use this principle of generating curiosity. Now, this is kind of linked to the fear principle, in that our amygdala is geared towards fear, loss aversion, and scarcity. It's the psychology why everyone was hoarding toilet paper during the COVID lockdowns and why people fight over TVs in the USA on Black Friday. The reality is there's enough to go round, but the fear that there may not be causes everyone to act a little bit crazy. Now you can introduce this into your hooks. You can talk about how your events are filling up, about supply issues, potential price rises in the future, or about how sales need to be made before a certain date to arrive by Christmas. It adds a sense of urgency, and that sense of urgency may make the difference between someone clicking and somebody scrolling on by. The next one is to be controversial. This is what Andrew Tate does so well. Many people think he jumped onto everyone's devices about a year ago as some super viral sensation, but the reality is in his career as a kickboxer, he's been producing content, speaking to the camera and appearing on our TVs for over a decade. In this time, I think he slowly learned what gets him the biggest reach and attention, and he just went all in on what was working. Tate says some outrageous things, and they're purposely designed to provoke, to incite, to antagonize. Now, whether people are agreeing or disagreeing, they're still paying attention. And it's this attention that feeds the algorithm and increases his reach. Tate's virality is due to the fact that people are easily offended nowadays. So when he says things that are misogynistic, violent, hypermasculine, people who massively disagree with his viewpoints, they can't just look away. And perversely, it's these people, his haters, that are fueling his social media success. To be clear, I am not endorsing Andrew Tate here or suggesting that anybody emulates him. I'm just trying to impress upon you the power that using controversy can have in spreading your organic social media reach. Another great recent example of established brands being controversial is Bud Light appointing Dylan Mulvaney as their female brand ambassador. This made a lot of people quite upset and made a lot of people really happy about their Bud Light's inclusivity of the trans community. Now, whichever side of the fence you sit on, people are talking about Bud Light. They knew exactly what they were doing. Also consider Gillette's The Best a Man Can Be, where they produced a campaign that challenged toxic masculine stereotypes and encouraged better behaviour from men. Now, some people lost their minds over this, other people loved it, but they all watched it and they all remember it. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.